Welcome, everybody. Hope you guys had a great week. It's Friday, end of the week. Liverpool played yesterday. We're gonna chop it up. I've got Fozy here with me. How you doing, Foz?
I'm good, man. Another great win. And the league is almost there, man. It's almost there. We just gotta keep going, bro.
Eight more to go. Eight more to go. Like we're counting the games left, and so after every game, after every win, we get a little bit more confident,
hmm
and hopefully we can see it through. So before we start, guys, as usual, just some housekeeping, please. Make sure you comment on this video, like, especially like, so it can get a lot more attention, and also subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe on YouTube. If you're watching it on other platforms, pop over to YouTube so you guys can get notifications and a lot more. Uh, there's going to be a lot more shows. We can private shows for members, hopefully coming up. So make sure you subscribe there so you don't miss anything. Yeah. So let's get into it, man. Before we start the review on yesterday's game, wanted to get your thoughts on the Premier League, considering scrapping points deduction for misbehaviors in the financial fair play of the Premier League and changing it from a point deduction to a luxury tax like in America. So let me give you a background. In America, they
hmm
have a wage cap, right? For like in
Yeah.
basketball, they've got a wage cap. So each team can't exceed a certain amount of wages, meaning that you can't have too many superstars on your team, right?
Yeah.
So you got to balance it out. So every team is quite balanced. But
Mm.
then the richer teams usually have this thing called a luxury tax, so they can go above the salary cap,
Yeah.
and then they'll just get essentially fined for doing it, but they can still do it. So the richer clubs always are going to be benefiting. For example, the LA Lakers could have like a LeBron James and
hmm
Anthony Davis and
Yeah.
some other top superstars, while
Yeah.
the poorer teams from poorer, I don't know, cities can't
Mm.
really do that. So they can't really compete with them. So what do you think?
Listen, mate. I've said it for a while. We're heading towards the American direction, and this is what we're going towards. The reason they're doing this because they want to get, Man City can get away with it. That's the whole point of this. You can spend what you like and all this stuff. I'm all for what's happening now. You know what I mean? Because it's if the richer clubs start spending what they want, I think the smaller clubs will deteriorate. You know what I mean? Like it's competing is the most important thing. If you know what I mean, brother. So let me give you an example. A lot of teams went into bankruptcy because of trying to compete with the top teams, and if we're gonna go down that route, that's what's gonna happen again. And the richer clubs are always going to win the league. They're going to make the decisions. That's the whole point of all this. You know what I mean? When they bring in this stuff in, it means the richer clubs are going to be the ones who are, dictating everything. And that's the way we don't want to go. The Premier League is the most exciting league because it's the most competitive league. Now, there's 3 teams challenging this season. If they want it to go down that direction, there wouldn't be 3 teams that's right now challenging for the league. 2 of them wouldn't be there. I think Newcastle will be there, and teams like that's got the money. So we need to start thinking as a fan base of every football club. You know what I mean? Like, do we want to head this direction when it's going to become the riches are the rich and the poorest are the poor, and in the middle as well, or do we want to keep it this way and try, make it more competitive and everybody close together? We need to decide as a football fans, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I told everyone we're heading towards the American direction, and there's 13 teams in the Premier League. If you look into it, that's owned by Americans. If Leeds come in next season, that's 14. So the majorities will win the votes every single time they go through things like this. So listen, man, we're in trouble, man. We're in trouble. The Premier League is losing, the promise they made. Because when they first started, 16 voted for it. You know what I mean? It wasn't all the first division teams. It was 6 teams that actually voted for it. And what they said is, we'll share the money, fair playing field. And has it been that way? I don't think so. The whole point of this is Man City is going to get away with 115 charges. You know, the Everton charges and, you know, the Nottingham Forest charges are just a smoke screen, just to do something like this. And eventually they're going to come in and say, you know, let's do this. You know, everybody can spend whatever they want to, and, you know, we're going to forget about that 115 charges. That's what it is. That's what it is, bro. Listen, I'm not all about American way. I'm about, you know, English football the way it used to be. We need to get back to that, man. Get back to the tradition we had. Bring the FA Cup back to Sunday, you know, Sunday afternoons, like at the end of the season, things like that. Because we're losing touch, man. We're losing a touch with football, man. And, you know, the more football becomes less interesting, the more people will just walk away. And, you know, we're not even celebrating goals nowadays. We don't even know if there's a goal. You know what I mean? So that shows you like how far we're drifting away from, you know, actual reality of the game, man.
Yep. For me, the way I see it is like there's two things that's kind of ruining the Premier League or the potential of the Premier League. For me, is obviously one of them you spoke about, which was the American ownerships and trying to Americanize the football, and also I think state-owned teams where they can spend as much and they don't really care about any losses.
Yeah.
So if it does go through, it obviously benefits the state-owned teams that can just not here really for business, but here just to promote. It's basically promote their country, you know, for tourism and what have you. You know what I mean? For future revenues for their country. So they'll spend unlimited amount of money on it. It's because it's a massive advertisement pool for them. Let me just quickly get this comment in, which goes with the topic. Redbird says the luxury tax will mean City, Newcastle, Chelsea will be able to spend. Might as well ban football and share the trophies between those at the start of each season. Exactly. This will kill our beautiful game. Which is true, man, because at the end of the day, you want a level of parity or you want a level of competitiveness to drive the league, not one or three teams just hogging up most of the best players, and it becomes like a three-man league or a two-man league like in Spain, or a one-man league in Germany. And so if it's heading that way, it becomes kind of boring. Like every season, you're seeing the same team doing it again and again and again and again, and it does kind of kill it. There's no competitiveness. So off the back of that, though, we said that the league is trying to Americanize it, but what do you think about if they brought in a wage cap? So which then absolute, and it's like a stiff one, no, with no luxury tax, no backdoor to get out of it, which each team would have. Let's say every team in the Premier League has 100 million to spend every year, and you cannot go beyond it. Or
every team,
every single team, and in that way, it ensures that one team can't go crazy like Chelsea have, spending $1 billion in one season. And then it kind of forces teams then to become a little bit more wiser, go forward with more coaching will have to come into it. Patience with younger players will have to come into it. These things. What do you think about that?
I'm with the current wage structure. You know what I mean? Spend what you earn. You know what I mean? Because, you know, teams do work hard. Obviously, the bigger teams do work hard on things like that, like marketing, you know, commercializing your football club and all that stuff. So I'd rather have it that way instead of like every team having the same, you know, amount of money. Because, you know, at the end of the day, the big teams got there, you know, for a reason. You know what I mean? And if you know, like if everybody's in the same level field, like the playing fields, is it fair to the big teams that, you know, worked hard for 100 years to get to where they are? You know what I mean, bro? Like, it's just, things like that I'm looking at. And we're already stopping them spending, you know, 500 million a season. So why do we have to, like, punish them even more. You know what I mean? And so yeah, just the wage cap the way it is, and the way, you know, spend what you earn. I rather have it that way, bro. I really rather have it that way, because it's fair to everyone. I mean, and you know, the big teams got there for a reason at the end of the day, bro. So you can't just you know, just get rid of that. It's not fair. It's not fair, bro.
If
unless it's Man City, you know what I mean, someone like that, and Chelsea, you know what I mean, they're not big clubs. We know that, man. You know what I'm saying?
So this is where, like, what is it? The controversy kind of begins. Is like, let's say there's a team that comes in and they're a very ambitious team, not state-owned team, because I don't agree with having a freaking country run a team. Which
that's crazy.
Yeah. So if a team comes in and they've got high ambition, and then, for example, let's give it to Newcastle. Let's forget that they're owned by Saudi Arabia, but they're ambitious. They want to compete. However, they can't fully compete because they don't have the revenues that's coming in. So they have to do it in a longer term basis, where then the bigger teams will always have a monopoly on growth because they're already big. So they'll always be, you know, getting bigger and bigger and bigger, while the other teams have to be stuck at this level where they can't realize their ambition. You know what I'm saying? So, for example,
mate, I think you need to sort out your internet. I think you keep cutting out for some reason.
Am I cutting out?
Yeah, you keep cutting out. I thought like it was a beginning thing, but it keeps happening to you. You keep cutting out.
Let me just anyway, you know what I'm trying to say, but you answer that.
All right. Yes, people, let me continue as our host comes back. I know what he's saying, you know, like the league, we don't want the big teams to get away. I agree 100% with that, what he said. Like, we don't want the bigger teams to get away from the smaller teams. This is why I say, like, the financial fair play and all that stuff at the end of the day should be used the way it's supposed to be used. But the way it is going right now, it still ain't, you know, because people are still, you know, breaching those rules. In order for the smaller teams to catch the bigger teams, they have to work hard on that, you know what I mean, in a fair way, you know, if you know what I mean, because the way Man City and Chelsea got to that direction, it wasn't a fair way, you know what I mean. They got there with money and, you know, power, you know, state-owned and, you know, Russian billionaire-owned. That's how Chelsea and Man City got there. I agree, it's not fair to the rest of the teams how they got there, but, you know, when is it enough? You know what I mean? When is it enough? When are we going to stop this kind of, you know, ownerships and, you know, make the league, you know, be what it was? And like I said in the beginning, the bigger teams like Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United, they got there in 100 years, over 100 years, you know, they got to that destination. It wasn't like spending and all that stuff. It was, you know, hard work and grit. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, they got there, and you got to give them credit for that. I don't know what's going on with my internet now. My goodness gracious me. Sorry, people. But yeah, as I said, like, at least with those other teams like Man City, Liverpool, Man United, and Arsenal, they got there with hard work and grit. That's what I want to see from the smaller teams. I know it's tough. I know football has changed and all that. But there's always a way. When there's a will, there's a way in it. So this is what we need to like understand. I just don't want to listen. I don't want to go down in this direction where team can spend whatever they want. You might as well just give it to Man City and Newcastle and Chelsea. Yeah, the league will be ruined, man. The league will be absolutely ruined. Yeah, but yeah, get it on the chats, man. What you think? Because I want to hear what you guys think of it. Because it's worrying. It's worrying, and I mean, it's worrying. Now, like, you know, one of our greatest managers is leaving the club. How can we compete if he leaves and next manager comes in who's not as powerful as him? If you know what I mean. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see, man. Yeah, big up, bro. Big up, man.
Yeah, big up, bro. Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah. It's a bit of a dilemma, and it's like a bit like you can't. Obviously, you're never gonna be able to keep it completely fair, super fair. But it's a dilemma that we probably have to tackle sooner or later, because otherwise we'll have some major issues going on in the league, and we can't really enjoy it. It'll be just like a freaking foregone conclusion, script written, done. You know what I mean?
I
But
know
yeah,
what you're saying. I know what you're saying. The bigger clubs are getting bigger and all that stuff. But the thing is, if it's like the financial fair play way, and they they do it in the right way, instead of like teams are
mm,
still spending, like Chelsea, they do whatever they want. Let's be honest there. Man City, they
yeah,
do whatever they want. Even if there's financial fair play, they're still gonna break the rules. Some way, somehow, they don't break those rules. They have to implement, in my opinion. The smaller teams, they can get to the top eventually, but that is through hard work and grit. You know what I mean? That's what I want them to do. As like Man United, Liverpool, and Arsenal did in the past. 100 years they got there. You know what I mean? It's not like they got there, straight away. It took us a long time. Look at Liverpool won their first FA Cup in 1965. With that history, you thought like we won it earlier than that. You know what I mean?
mm,
So it shows like hard work can get you there eventually, and this is what these smaller teams have to do, bro. Earn the right to be at the top, as those three teams have done in the past. And if the rules are set in a fair way for them to catch up eventually, then let's do that, man. I'm tired of this, state-owned stuff. What's it going to do for us? Like, the league is just going to become a joke. Let's just be honest, it's going to become a joke. Money's going to be here. Other leagues are not going to be competitive. And, like, one league is going to dominate the whole of the world. It's just not... We need the competitive side of the game. Otherwise, it's not going to be interested anymore, bro.
exactly. I agree, bro. I agree. But having said that, let's move on to better things. Liverpool, top of the league, 70 points, 2 points above Arsenal. Arsenal fans were hoping, sitting last night when they scored the equalizer.
Yeah.
Let's start off with the beginning part. How was the beginning part of the game for you? There was a couple of scares early on.
Yeah.
Tell me your concern about the way Liverpool start games nowadays.
Mate, every game we play, there's an issue now. Like we're in the final stretch of the season. We expect to be more tighter, stop conceding chances. But for some reason, every team that plays us, it's like they studied us, but we don't study them. If you know what I mean. And they come on the pitch, they know they have to attack us the first few minutes to get a goal, and they get a goal. You know what I mean? And it's just a continuation of the previous games. So what I'm trying to say is keep the ball better. Make sure you're tighter. You know what I mean? And make sure you don't leave gaps in that midfield. Throw yourself at the ball. This is the difference between us, Arsenal, and Man City. If you see Man City, Arsenal, they throw themselves at the ball. They make sure the ball doesn't go in the back of the net. When we're getting back, I don't know if you noticed, we're more lazy running back than them two. They sprint back. We're just jogging back. Hence why there's about 3 or 4 attackers from the opponents, and they score goals, and they get opportunities. As we saw yesterday with the first few minutes, they should have scored. That should have been a goal, bro. But luckily, Kell has saved it. So we need to work on that, man. We've got 8 games to go. Make sure you don't concede. Like, I'm just sitting there at times and I'm thinking to myself, am I watching this and nobody is actually saying anything about it? Like, we're conceding chances, guys. There's 8 games to go. Like, why aren't we saying something about it as fan base and the club? Stop this nonsense, man. Because one day you will get caught out by a better team. They'll get that goal and they get a second one, and it's an uphill struggle. We don't want that. So just start the games better. Get the first goal to open up the floodgates. As soon as you get the first goal, that means the gates will open, so you can get some more goals after that, if you know what I mean, brother. Because they have to come out, you know what I mean? They have to come out. So this is the direction we need to go. Keep the ball better. If you don't want to defend, just keep the ball better. I mean, that's what I keep saying. If you don't want to defend and you're struggling to run back, keep the ball better. Stop giving it away in important areas.
Yep, exactly that. And then our first goal came from like a weird goal, but at the same time, it's a goal that Klopp said that is his favorite goal, because he's always telling the players to press, and then sometimes it's good to get a reward from it. What did you think about that goal?
Darwin Núñez does it all the time, bro, and doesn't get credit for closing down the opponents and all that. Because with Darwin Núñez, he might not be the most pleasing player we see. You know what I mean? On the eye, he doesn't catch the eye. Like he looks raw, but he gives it 100% every time he plays. When he gets taken off, you can see that it's the same as well, brother. I hope that's first of many of his goals because we need him now. We need him to start scoring goals and on a regular basis. But it shows, man, when you're closing down and you work hard, teams fear you and they make mistakes, and that's what happened with that goal. They feared the mistake, and we scored the goal. And we needed the goal at that time anyway because we wasn't like playing well. They kept on attacking and getting opportunities at the same time. So that settled us down. That's all we have to do. Like it's eight games. Make sure you give it your all. That's all we have to do. This is not like the way we're playing. To me, the way we're playing at the moment is we're like 15 games into the season. We're in 30th. You know what I mean? Like we need to start playing. Yeah, you're top of the league for a reason. That means you need to keep going, and hard work and grit like Darwin Núñez has been doing throughout the game. If you look at him, he wasn't even taking off. Salah was taking off because Salah had no impact. If Salah doesn't score a goal, he ain't gonna defend for you. You know what I mean? He's gonna stay up the field, so it makes it even worse for us. And you could see when he came off, we was more solid. There was no gaps appearing in that midfield or in that defense. So everybody has to earn the right to be in that pitch, and that's what we need from all the players, especially Salah, mate. Like I don't know if you noticed, bro, that uncomfortable conversation has to happen around Salah now, man, because I love the guy, scores goals, fantastic, but what do you do after that? Like, come on, you need to work hard for the team, man. This is like, you need to win the league. Set up goals for the players. I've seen him couple of opportunities, taking shots when he could just pass it across the goal. Someone could slot it in. Come on, man. Like, what is going on? We don't have to talk like this. And there's a reason he's been taken off at 60th minute like yesterday. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, 100%.
It's about Liverpool.
Yeah. LFC Ari says, I felt like after the first goal we scored, we were complacent again. Same like the game against United. Exactly. I think exactly what it speaks to. Harry here speaks to exactly what you've been saying. We need to be ruthless, get the game sealed, done, and then you can start relaxing on the ball, not when it's 1-0 or 2-1, you know what I mean? Speaking of Salah, they equalized, and Salah was taken off, as you said. Now, this is my controversial view on Salah.
The uncomfortable conversation has to happen, man.
Yeah, it has to happen. Like, we can't put players on a pedestal, because I'm going to go remind you guys of the last time we were chasing the league against Man City and we went away to Everton, and Salah had the opportunity to square that ball 1-0 for Sadio Mane, and we would have won that game 1-0 because Everton had no attacking threat.
Yeah.
However, he didn't, and I personally hate that shot he takes from the edge of the box or just inside the box, trying to bend it into the top corner. First of all, it's a weak shot. Secondly, it almost never goes in. I think the XG for it is like 0.02 every time he takes that shot. And he's got creative ability. He has.
Look at the passes he does sometimes, bro. Like some ridiculous passes, bro.
Like, listen, like, obviously we're not targeting Salah and saying he's rubbish, whatever. But when the league is tight like this, and it was tight a few years back as well, you've got to throw away your personal goals of winning the Golden
Boot or Golden Boot, whatever.
Yeah. You need to throw that out the window, get the job done first, and then then they'll consider you for the rest of the season what you've done.
Yeah.
You don't need to push it too hard. Trying to claim the spotlight, whatever. Everyone will gonna give you your credit. Whether if you assist, for me, assist and a goal is the same thing for me. If you assist, 100%. Is the same thing, and I think people need to start to put the assist game on a pedestal alongside goals. It's happening now, like with the goal contribution. People always talking about it, but yeah, and I do you agree with Klopp taking off Salah?
Oh, 100%, bro. I said it during the game. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm a Liverpool fan first of all. I'm not a Salah fan. I'm sorry. Like, I know we got these Salah fanboys everywhere, fangirls. You know what I mean? It's all good. I mean, everybody has their preference. You know, of player versus club. You know what I mean? I'm a Liverpool Football Club fan. You know what I mean? If Salah's goals wins you titles on a regular basis, then I'll understand. But it hasn't. You know what I mean? Are we here for personal goals, or are we here for Liverpool winning titles? I'm here for Liverpool to win titles. You know what I mean? And that's how I am. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? And if I'm offending people because of what I'm saying about Salah, it's how I see it. It's my preference, if you know what I mean. And what Klopp done, I think it was about 65 minutes, something along those lines, was the best decision he's made in that game, because he wasn't impacting anything. He wasn't passing the ball right. He wasn't scoring goals. So what are you in the pitch for? What are you actually doing on the pitch? I mean, defend for the team. Even when you have a bad game, defend for the team. Do something. You know what I mean? And what I'm trying to say is, people, if you look at when Salah was away in the AFCON, when Jota took over, by the way, and you look at now, it's night and day. You know what I mean? At least when Jota was there, it was a team play. How did Jota get injured, Mohammed? Because he was defending for the team, right? Exactly. That's how he got injured. This is what I'm trying to say. I know, like, you don't want him to get injured, but at least he tried. That's what I'm trying to say. Do something else. Defend for the team, man. And, you know, we got a league to fight for. You're one of the leaders on the pitch. So do more. Exactly. Like 8 games to go, guys. Like, come on. You need the leaders on that pitch to pull their weight. I can't keep seeing Van Dijk running with the ball from the back to the other side. He should be in defense. I mean, sometimes he gets frustrated. You see him like, because I'm the captain, I need to do something to help the team. So let me go forward with the ball. And there's a big gap left at the back with Konate on his own. I mean, so come on, man. Some of these players have to pull their weight. I'm sorry, like, Salah's goals is great, you know, golden boot is great, but if Liverpool don't win the league, what's the point? Like, I'm not here for golden boots, man. Come on, man.
Exactly. Then let's get some comments on this. Joe Powell says Salah has to pull his weight, gent. Yep.
Yeah, 100%.
He also says he's awful. He's not awful, but he needs to, you know, probably learn to manage the game a little bit better. There's times when you're 4-0 up, then you can start relaxing a little bit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. When it's 2-1, 1-0, you need to put in a shift. LRFC says not to discredit Salah, but when Salah is off the pitch, the front three's fluidity increases marginally. And exactly what you said, yeah. When Jota came in, the front three were kind of more ruthless, isn't it?
And Jota was playing as a leader, bro. I couldn't believe it. Jota was like the leader of the, from above the defense. Like, he was like leading the team, and I was shocked. I didn't think Jota is capable of leading a team, and he looked great. I loved the way Jota was playing because it was a team play. We wasn't like open. We went to Brentford away and we battered them. Look at Man United going to Brentford away. They got battered. I mean, Come on, man.
Exactly.
It's crazy, man. Like, I'm just wondering, do you guys actually care about the Premier League, or are we here for golden boots, man? Enough, man.
Yeah. I wanted to now get on to then Liverpool obviously scored a second after we conceded, and I wanted to get your opinion on this. Mm-hmm. Let me try and make it bigger. You told me it was command thing, isn't it? All right, here we go.
Yeah.
People were saying, like, if we had McAllister in the Champions League final, he would have scored what Keita missed.
Oh, man, look at that. McAllister, you know, I said it in the beginning of the season. I think people agree with me or disagree. McAllister just reminds me of Paul Scholes. I know he's a Man United player, but that's who he reminds me of. Built's the same, shoots the same. You know, tackles better though. Tackles better. Sorry, tackles better though.
Yeah. 100% tackles way better, way better. But yeah, as Antoine here says, yeah, LFC Arimac 10 goal was very Scholesy, like brilliant technique. Exactly what Anton agrees with you here. But when that ball fell for Mac 10. Were you confident that that's going?
Oh, 100%, man. This guy, listen, people, I said it in the beginning of the season when people asked me, and people actually looked at me. Well, Soboslai is a better player. You know what I mean? No. I said, Mac 10 is the sign of the season for me. I said, if you watch him play, the way he played against Man City, the way he played against Man United. You know what I mean? Last season with Caicedo, they dominated. It's like, you know, brother, like they shake hands, let's do this. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. Him and Caicedo, they just battered those two teams in that midfield. And I said, well, listen, man, 35 million is a snip for this guy. If Caicedo costs 115 million, what does McAllister cost you now? We only got it for 35. I mean, how much can we sell him for if we want to sell him now? Come on, people, man. This guy is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Whatever you put him, what I love about him is he's always up for the challenge. He doesn't shirk any challenge. He doesn't say on the, like, if they ask him, do you enjoy playing number 6? I love playing number 6. I want to learn that role. That's what I like about his attitude. He's not like, you know, I got to do it for the team. You know, my preference is a number 8. You know, but you know, I got to get back. You know, helping the team. He doesn't say things like that. He's up for the freaking challenge. That's what I'm saying about Salah. He needs to start doing that. That's what I want him to do. Be a leader. Learn from past mistakes. We lost the league titles because of, you know, people not passing the right passes in crucial times of the season, and then we don't win those games. We drew too many, and we don't want to go for that direction again.
Exactly that. And I think personally, I think we should slip Brighton another 5 million, man, because that 35 million is, as you said, is a snip and absolutely a travesty that Brighton allowed that to occur. 35 million, but they got their money from Chelsea. They were playing 4D chess by increasing the price for Caicedo. But then McAllister steps up again for the free kick and almost scores an absolutely worldie from a free kick. Tell me your thoughts on this guy. Is he becoming a designated free kick taker from now on?
Listen, I love Trent. I love, you know, Robertson, you know, taking set pieces, but that's the past, bro. Like, give it to Szoboszlai and McAllister now, man. You know what I mean? Let Trent obviously take set, you know, the free kicks edge of the box with them too. I don't mind that, you know what I mean? But these are the players who are technically, you know, all about that. That's what they've been, you know, like some players are just, you know, naturally technically gifted on free kicks and, you know, things like that and corners and all that stuff. So this is the time I think these two, what I like about him and Szoboszlai is, I know Szoboszlai is not performing to the highest standards that everybody wants him to perform at. He's more of a team player right now, but once he starts, like McAllister, it took him a while, innit? Because the difference between McAllister and Szoboszlai, McAllister had the longevity in the team this season, hasn't he? So Szoboszlai got injured. So once Szoboszlai starts getting comfortable and his surroundings and all that stuff, I think he's gonna come into his own. But as for the set pieces, bro, I don't mind them taking it. You know what I mean? Because they both, like I said, technically they're amazing, bro. They can do it. We'll get more goals than, you know, seasons past, because we usually just wait for Trent to get it after 10 games. You know what I mean? Now you got these two special players that can take set pieces, man. We could get more from that, especially when we're struggling in games and teams that are, you know, deep line defending, especially those kind of games.
Yeah, exactly. Also, I wanted to bring this up as well, but LFC Harry beat me to it. But I have to give McAllister's flowers for uplifting the players. He's seen that Gakpo's been getting some slatings lately, especially after the Man United game. Yeah, and he was there and he was like, listen, let's not talk about me for a second. Let's talk about Gakpo, who just come on and actually played really, really well and got the goal. And
what have I said in the last stream, mate? What have I said in the last stream?
Yeah,
give the guy a chance, man.
Exactly. And the thing is, yeah, he looked like the same Gakpo from the end of last season who started to, you know, help us go on that run from the back end of last season. And he looked absolutely very, very good. Yeah, he looked like he was a player with confidence. And maybe it was McAllister that had a talk with him and just reminded him that he is an amazing player. So tell me about your thoughts on Gakpo.
Well, you know, I'm not that type of fan that, you know, criticizes our players and expect, you know, to get, you know, rewards. You know, no, listen, Gakpo has the potential to be a great player. Don't forget, people, a lot of teams were after this kid before Liverpool, and he chose to come to Liverpool. Last season, we played him as a number 9 consistently, and he improved. He scored a lot of goals, connected play, you know what I mean? And this season, for some reason, Klopp wants to use him as a utility player, as they call it, innit? Like, you could play different positions. So what they decided is Nunes to be the number 9. As you can see, the benefits with Nunes as a number 9. When he's off the pitch, we're missing him straight away. So Nunes has to play as the number 9, who connects play, who works hard for the team, scores goals now. I think he's got about 18 this season already. You know what I mean? And it's not even last season he only got 15. He's already got 18 this season. So he has improved on last season. So Gakpo, we're just using him to cover other positions for now. So as I said last week when we spoke about it, I was as honest as it can get with Gakpo. I said I didn't expect much from him because I can see why Klopp is using him to fill other positions. Because we need someone off the bench that could, make the other players play better with a lot of energy, and that's what he's been doing. Obviously, a couple of games he was off the, he wasn't up to power. Let's be honest. We've got to be realistic with that. But when you're playing different positions, it takes you time, to get used to it. He came on the right the other day to replace Salah, and look at that. Now he's playing consistently on the right. Like when he comes on, he's understanding that role. He came on, didn't give the ball away, passed the right passes, held the ball up well, and then he got in the box. And look at the header he scored. I mean, this kid is talented. But you know what I mean? Us making fun of him and having a go at him ain't gonna improve him. Give him the encouragement he deserves. This is why at Anfield they always cheer the players, even if they're underperforming. They still cheer them to get them better. Because when the player looks in the stands and say, "Oh, they're still cheering me, even though I passed the ball away. I better do better the next one." You know what I mean? And the next one, and the next one. And that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing, guys. Us having a go at them. Listen, we didn't expect to be here this season, but we are. These players got us here. So why are we going against them? Let's support them.
Exactly. And he's the funny thing is he's our 3rd top goal scorer.
Yeah. 14. Is it 14 goals already?
Yeah. I think he's on 14.
Goodness gracious me.
And people need to, and I think he's got like, if you put in his assists as well, it's all about 18. He's got about 18 goal contributions, and so people need to understand this is a squad game. It's not individual. Yeah, you might have superstars, but you guys cannot leave out absolute cogs of the team. Like when Salah was away, these guys were absolutely on fire, keeping those goals up and keeping us competitive. And we're here now, top of the league, with 8 games to go, with a big chance to win this league on Klopp's final season.
I want to speak about this, bro. I know you're hosting the show, but I want to speak about this. Like when we haven't got the ball yet, why is it always we're isolated in these positions? Like one player is here and the rest are like too far. When the ball goes over the top, we're always in trouble. This is how we can see the chances in the first few minutes, people. In every game, we're like this. You know what I mean? And we're not controlling the game in the beginning of the game. If you know what I mean, guys. This is why we keep conceding chances every single time behind there, because he's isolated. This guy's isolated on his own. You know what I mean? So I think I don't know about you, Nurabits, but I think we've got to improve in the first half of the game. We need to pass the ball better. We need to keep possession sense better as well. Keep it tight as possible so that team can be confused, because I think they study us. They know Liverpool in the first few minutes want to get a goal. So when we push up there, they put a lot of players here, you know what I mean, in these areas. So in these let me just get this up. That way. So if you look at this area, it's always empty for the opponents to go in. You get what I'm saying? So as I was discussing with you earlier, when we're getting back, we don't really sprint back. We really jog back. This is why, like, we don't really retain the ball better in the first few minutes. What do you think what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, 100%. I think this is partly due to Klopp's system, and also these players being new to his counter-pressing system. Because as soon as you lose the ball, what does Klopp tell you? Those closest to the ball have to go put pressure on the ball and the surrounding players. And so they do that. But as I said to you, there's a way of pressing where you aim to get the ball, and then there's a way of pressing where you just it just looks like you're trying, but you're not really looking to get the ball. You're just basically closing down space, and that's it. And a lot of our players do that. They close down space and not really get the ball. Funnily enough, like I know
Mm.
he's got criticism for his time at Liverpool, but
Mm.
Naby Keita was probably the best
Yeah.
at winning the ball from from his pressing. Like he would very good reader of those little
Mm.
movements that players do, and he'll read it quickly and
Yeah.
get the ball. But I think this is we're suffering from a first season of learning Klopp's the new midfield, learning Klopp's system
Yeah.
and knowing when to press and when not to, and dropping when need to. Sometimes
Mm.
they press there's no point right now. Drop
Yeah. Yeah.
because the gaps are too big. The best way I put, especially Gravenberch was getting a lot of stick yesterday.
Yeah. It was.
And the reason because he's coming from an Ajax system of possession based, keep the ball, and just drop into a mid block as soon as
Yeah.
you lose it.
Yeah.
He's struggling with just learning when to go, when not to go, and so sometimes that takes a while for it to click on. Remember that last season when Nunes
Mm-hmm.
came, he was going a bit crazy, too much everywhere,
Yeah.
and I think that's what we're suffering from. I'm not sure what you think.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. I think it's a first season, isn't it? Like, I don't think he had a pre-season with the team either, has he?
No, he hasn't.
So he if he hasn't got that consistent run in the team, he ain't gonna understand how we play. He needs consistency to order in order to understand it. Like you said, this Klopp system. This Klopp system is not an easy system, people. It's gegenpress, you know what I mean? And you got to do a lot of running. I mean, and if you can't do that, you're gonna really struggle, and that's what's happening to Gravenberch at the moment. I think this kid can be the player everybody wants him to be, but we need to give him time and patience, and he needs a strong preseason in the summer to get up to power with the rest of the players. I think he's just weak at the moment. You can see like he's a bit timid sometimes when you get a few challenges going to him. But I can see the quality in this kid. I've seen him in Ajax. I think he's got more quality than people think he has, man. He can run with the ball. He could get out of tight situations. And, once the confidence is there and he believes in his teammates, I think, you got to play in your hands. I'm telling you, people. Just give him time, man. But what do you think of the, the players here? I put the three in the middle. How far do you want them to be apart when we haven't got the ball? Because I think, like, when we haven't got the ball, they're too far apart, in my opinion, in that midfield, bro.
Yeah. As I said, like when the gaps are big, they need to know it's just time to drop. Like there's no point trying to press some. Yeah. When you have to also be in tune with. I find it. Do you think? I think our midfield are just like silent guys, and sometimes there's not a guy that's like This is where. I know that the Henderson haters are gonna hate me, but this is where someone like a Henderson who talks through a game comes in handy.
I remember in the Atalanta game a couple of seasons ago, when there was no fans in the stadium, you could hear him.
Yeah, exactly, and that's someone we need to be a little bit more vocal. They're a young team. Look, Gravenberch 21, Szoboszlai 22. So they're probably thinking, hey, I don't think I have the authority to speak to anyone right now. You know what I mean? So they're all shy with one another. So I think as they progress and they come, they're gonna start talking to each other. But they have to learn when the gaps are too big, drop in, and let's be compact. And then,
but you see, like if you put a line like this, then those chances that opponents create, it won't happen, people. Because look, every gap is covered now. The middle is covered, the other side is covered, and the other side is covered. I mean, if we had more energy and more determination, I think we'll be better off. If you know what I mean, Mohammed. So this is what I'm trying to say. Off the ball work, that's what you need. If you, it doesn't matter if you're Liverpool or Man City. Man City, look at them off the ball work, people. They haven't got the blistering pace of players, but players are determined, and the manager and the coaching staff make sure they get back when they need to get back. If they can't, stop the player, what do they do, Mohammed?
That's it. They foul.
There you go.
And the thing is as well, I think we have like a little bit over reliance on Konate and Virgil as well.
Yeah, it's too much, bro.
When they're attacking them, we're like, okay, Virgil will deal with that. Konate will deal with that. 9 times out of 10, they probably will deal with it, but you've got to stop it at source. Get compact. I remember Benitez used to say always compact.
Get compact.
Yeah, get compact. And that's what we need to do. We need to get compact. Salah and Diaz need to drop in and create like shields. You don't need to go press crazy. Just stay there. And then exactly, and help out Bradley, because sometimes that's what they'll target, or they'll target a Bradley who's already gone out of his position.
The thing I'm trying to say about Salah, guys. Sorry, Mohammed. The thing I want to say about Salah is like, it's not a lot of running. These guys do the running everywhere. All you have to do is go up and down when we haven't got the ball. That's all we're asking for. Why is it so hard to ask for things like that of a player? I know you got a luxury player. I know he's a luxury player. You know, he earned the right to be there. But this is the most important part of the season. Just run back and help the kid, man. That's what you're there for. You're a role model. Come on, man. That's all you have to do. Why is it so hard for you to do? You're an athlete. You keep showing us your biceps and six packs. Come on, bro.
Yeah, exactly. I think what Salah's doing, he knows he's getting a little bit older, so he's trying to conserve his energy for the attacking phases, and that's why I have a controversial view. But I think we should we'll visit it obviously during the summer after the season ends. I think we might have to look at either getting like a really competent backup for him that can replace him at any moment, or we need to cash in and then go big on his position again.
Like they say in life, innit? Everything comes to an end. You know what I mean? If you keep like persisting with the same thing season in and season out, like even the age 36, 37, it doesn't guarantee you're gonna win a lot. So it's better to concentrate on the future. At least the future has something, and they can win you titles. Like with Salah, I love the guy. You know what I mean? He scores a lot of goals. He's a hero. But yeah, we need to consider something in the summer, man. We have to. We've got no choice, man. We have to. If we were for the benefit of the club, the future. Do we get money for him, or we let him, waste his years at Liverpool and then get nothing at the end of it? If you know what I mean, brother.
So yes, sentiments have to go out the window for me.
This is why this club never moved on for years, bro. Because we're too sentimental on players, bro.
Exactly.
I mean, like we was like saying Skirtle is one of the best defenders in the world at one stage, and I think to myself, Skirtle, one of the best defenders. Skirtle, Martin Skirtle. I mean, we was. Let's be honest here, bro. We was. Some of us were saying he's great. You know what I mean? And then you look at Van Dijk and all that 17 and say, what the hell did I say that? You know what I mean? I'm thinking differently now.
It's true, that is so true. But let's get some of the comments in. Antoine says here, but Gravenberch loses possession needlessly. I know it's his first season, but I expect an IA graduate to do better. He does, but this comes from positioning, like knowing where your position is. And sometimes when you're thinking about, am I in the right position? Is this where Klopp wants me to? Then you lose concentration on all the other aspects. But if you look at him raw, just look at him raw, the skills that he's got, the way he receives the ball on the half turn almost all the time. And the things he's trying to do, you can see that there's a massive player in there. He just needs someone to bring it out of him, especially after a good pre-season. Antoine here says, LFC Ari here says, I think Gravenberch is currently struggling a little bit to adapt to the pace of the Prem and the intensity. I felt his first half was okay, but he was lost in the second half. Exactly that. And he was actually coming into form before Caicedo injured him in the final. He had like a 4 or 5 good games that he was starting to get in form. But sometimes this happens when you don't get the rhythm or the confidence to play. And I think once it clicks, it's going to click really well. And LFC Ari here says, I think we need to an understudy to Salah of a similar profile. Elliott is different and offers different things, but we need another speed demon for Salah's hard yards. It depends, actually. Remember, we've got a new manager coming in, and it depends how he sees it. He usually, from what I've seen, if it's going to be Amarim, which is the favorite apparently that's going around.
Yeah, it's a favorite. Man.
What he usually has not really super speedy players on the wings, but more technical, can hold on to the ball. So Elliott can might be able to change positions then. But then again, we'll have to see what he's thinking is in it. So we've got so many question marks. What's he going to do with Trent? Because Bradley's here now. Trent gets moved into midfield. Do we get another midfielder? Do we get like another holding midfielder? Even though Endo's been doing well, all of these questions need to be answered. Obviously for the summer. So stay tuned with us. Make sure you subscribe, like, and we'll get like all of these questions answered by some of our guests, and we'll discuss it as well. You lot will be having your say as well, so make sure you guys are commenting. I just now a quick little. I think we'll do a quick little shout for the next game, which is against our rivals, biggest rivals, Manchester United. What do you think Liverpool need to do in that game in order to make sure that we win it this time?
Yeah, don't make the same mistakes as you did in the first one, innit? That's what we gotta do.
Don't start slow.
Yeah, don't start slow, and don't start doing 1-2s in the middle like you've won the game. You know, when it's only 2-1. That's the thing we need to get rid of first of all. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's gonna be an interesting game, bro. I know they will stop us at any cost. Don't put hopes on that game they lost to Chelsea yesterday. That was just a crazy game, man. Absolutely crazy game. 2-0 down, come back 3-2. You know, like, and then last minute there's 2 goals. You know what I mean, from Chelsea. Cold Palmer, they call him Cold Palmer. Yeah, but yeah, bro. The importance of this game for both teams, we know. Liverpool, they have to win the league title. They have to beat teams like Man United to win the league titles. And Man United wanna stop us winning the 20th league title because it makes us join, and they don't want team taking over, their league status. Because if we get there, we've got the most trophies in all levels. You know what I mean? And that's what they don't want. And they will try to stop us by any means necessary. So Liverpool have to go into that game, like I said, being solid, being professional. Make sure you don't give possession away. Make sure like you're on the front foot majority of the time. Stop their attackers, which is Rashford, and Garnacho and Højlund. Is it Højlund? Is that how they say his name? Yeah. So you just have to accommodate them somehow. Like they play with one striker. Fernandes is that free role. So Endo will take care of him. We know Endo what he can do, man. He's a little warrior. Look what he done to De Bruyne. De Bruyne had to be taken off, and he started saying, "Hey, why you take him off?" He starts crying like a little baby. You know what I mean? So that's how he speaks. Have you heard him on the microphone? It's like I don't know, man. It's weird.
Yeah. Let me talk.
You know what I mean? So Endo is capable of doing that. Let him cover his position. What I want Endo to do is, bro, like, don't step too far away from the defense. You know what I mean? Like when he goes too far, like Fabinho used to do, there's a big gap left in the middle, which the opposition capitalizes on, and they get a chance. So we just keep him in front of the defense, and make sure he's guarding them. Let the other two, which is Szoboszlai and McAllister, dominate that midfield. I'm expecting Szoboszlai to play on the left and McAllister to play on the right, because Szoboszlai plays better on the left, like I said many times. And we're gonna obviously have Salah, Darwin, and Diaz up front. So we just have to dominate that midfield area, bro. Keep possession better. Make sure you don't lose a lot of battles. That's another thing as well. Second balls, you have to win. You have to win the second balls. In order for you to dominate games, you have to win the second ball. Look at Man City. I know I keep going back to them. What do they win the most? The second balls. When the ball's in the air, when the ball is kicked, they already take up positions where the ball is going to land. Do you get what I'm saying? And they already know, even when someone's heading it away, where the ball is going to land. We need to be in front of the opponents as well in second balls in order for us to win those battles. So yeah, man, off the ball work in this game, and just be professional. Play ugly if you have to. Just get the points.
Exactly that. LFC Ari here says there's breaking news. Torres has stepped down as the under-19 manager for Atletico Madrid.
No, he's taking over Liverpool now.
Maybe becoming our assistant manager. Yeah, possible, man. Sometimes it's good to have someone that's got like a little bit of history with Liverpool in the back row. But also here we've got Thingy saying that we should get Kudus Anton saying we should get Kudus. I think that boat sailed, man. If we was gonna get Kudus, we should have got it in the summer.
But if Salah eventually needs a replacement, would you take him, or is there someone else in
I
mind?
would 100% take Kudus. Like Kudus, I've been praising him all season, saying that we should have been all over that. We need to start being a little bit more proactive and get these players at the cheaper side before they, you know what I mean? Like
you know what it is, bro. Like, you know, clubs can't do nothing if the player pushes the move. You get what I'm saying? If the player
100%.
says, "I want to go," there's nothing you can do, bro. And that's how I see when I look at players like Kudus.
100%. Let's just be real. Like, Man United paid 90 million for Anthony when this guy was costing 40 million, and look what he's done and what Anthony's done. I think Anthony got his first assist this season in the Chelsea game, and it's crazy. Anthony says 70 million over 3 years would do. But yeah, guys, I think that's about it. We've hit every point. Hopefully we'll definitely bring you a analysis video on Monday, dissecting the United game. We might do a preview as well with Aled. Stay tuned, guys. We've got big plans for the channel. We've got you'll be a part of it. You guys be a massive part of it. We're gonna bring some shows that I'm hoping that you would love. It will be very interactive. So make sure you guys are staying tuned and liking and subscribing, and also promote the channel, promote it to friends, family, and those Liverpool fans that would like to get like a different perspective to all the other channels out there. We dissect the game. We also have fun with it. We also involve you guys. So hopefully you guys stay tuned with us, come with us on this journey and be part of this awesome community. Fawzi, before we go, you got any words for them?
Yeah, mate. We're gonna get off obviously the other social medias, which is Facebook, Twitch, and X, and and Instagram. We're gonna be just solely focusing on the YouTube channel, 3 of us. So please, if you're on those platforms, come over to the YouTube channel, subscribe, so you could get this great content on a regular basis. We're gonna do obviously news rounds. We're gonna do obviously shows like this, previews, reviews, match build-ups, after match reactions straight away after the game, and things like that. So I don't want you guys to miss that, so just come to the YouTube channel, subscribe. We're gonna get off those platforms eventually, just focus on YouTube, just to let you guys know in advance.
Yeah, exactly that. Just get on YouTube, subscribe. You don't even need to watch it right now from YouTube, but just get there, subscribe, so when we do the full-on switch over, you guys won't miss a beat. And turn on your notification bells as well, so you get notified when we are actually live. So I enjoyed that. Enjoyed yesterday's win. Great win from Liverpool to keep the pressure on and keep those tears coming from the other 2 teams, because I know that they were watching us yesterday, hoping. Keep hoping, man. But
yeah, you know, when it's the 70th minute, they're already saying, it's over, and then
yeah, exactly. They should have learned their lesson from the Nottingham Forest game, innit? Should have learned their lesson. But anyway, thank you for tuning in, guys. Make sure you do everything you can to help us get big. Until next time,
take care, everybody.
No Beats. It's Fawzi. Peace out.
Take care.